Hey guys, here we are at the Capernaum. This is the city that Jesus would have lived in for a good majority of his ministry. There would have been countless healings that would have taken place here. You can see as you look over the Sea of Galilee how beautiful and how amazing it would have been every single day just to be able to be here. I want to show you a place over here. We're not really supposed to be filming inside of the area by the synagogue, but you can see up here through that fence is the synagogue. Now, this is not the original synagogue, but it was likely built right on top of it about in the 4th or 5th century BC. The very same synagogue that Jesus would have taught at. You can also see as you look over to the left, there's kind of a church over there. It sits right over top of what they believe might have been Peter's house. And when Jesus would have came into Capernaum, shortly after calling his disciples, it says this in Mark chapter 1, and then they went into Capernaum, and immediately on Sabbath he entered the synagogue and taught. And they were astonished at his teaching, for he taught them as one having authority and not as the scribes. And now there was a man in their synagogue with an unclean spirit, and he cried out, saying, "Let us alone. What do we have to do with you, Jesus of Nazareth? Did you come to destroy us? I know who you are, the Holy One of God." But Jesus rebuked him, saying, "Be quiet and come out of him." And when the unclean spirit had convulsed him, he cried out with a loud voice, and he came out of him. And then they were all amazed, so that they questioned among themselves, "What is this? What new doctrine is this? For which authority he commands even unclean spirits, they obey him." And immediately his fame spread throughout the entire region of Galilee. You can imagine the fame of Jesus spreading. After this, you would see countless miracles, like the feeding of the 5,000. Lepers would be healed, all of those. And then it says in verse 29, which is interesting, "Now as soon as they had come out of the synagogue, they entered the house of Simon and Andrew with James and John. And Simon's wife's mother lay sick with a fever, and they told him about her at once. And so he came and took her by the hand, lifted her up, and immediately the fever left her, and she served him." There's no question that this house where Peter would have lived with his wife, or the mother-in-law was there, is right here in this town of Capernaum. And it would have been right outside of the synagogue at some point, and Jesus went and healed them. Eventually they would bring all kinds of people to receive healings from Jesus. Guys, this is an amazing place. It's a special place. It's definitely a place that you can sense the Spirit of God is here, and we're just blessed to be able to